Welcome to our explosive YouTube deep dive into the absolute catastrophe that's engulfed the global economy. If you're wondering why your savings are vanishing, why your grocery bill is about to explode, and why the world feels like it's on the brink of financial Armageddon, look no further than one man, Donald Trump. His insane tariffs have sparked a global stock market crash of historic proportions, and today, we're laying out the ugly truth about how he's single-handedly responsible for this disaster. Buckle up, this is going to be a wild, polarizing ride. Let's start with the carnage. On Monday, financial markets worldwide didn't just stumble, they were annihilated. Asia took the hardest hit, and it was nothing short of a bloodbath. Hong Kong's stock market crashed over 12%, Taiwan nosedived 10%, and mainland China's Shanghai Composite tanked 8%. South Korea and Australia weren't spared, with their benchmark indexes plummeting 5% and 4%, respectively. Japan? Their declines were so catastrophic that trading in stock futures had to be halted just to stop the bleeding, with the Nikkei 225 closing down over 7%. Europe joined the meltdown, with stocks dropping across the board. Bank stocks, in particular, got hammered as fears of an economic slowdown and a deal-making freeze gripped the continent. Meanwhile, in the US, the S&P 500 is teetering on the edge of a bear market, down 17.4% from its February peak. The Nasdaq's already there, down nearly 23%, and the Russell 2000 has cratered over 25%. Last week alone, the S&P 500 lost over $5 trillion in value in just 2 days, the worst drop since the 2008 financial crisis. Trillions gone, and it's all because of one man's reckless obsession. So, what's behind this chaos? Trump's tariffs, pure and simple.
Liberation Day, waiting for a long time. Effective at midnight, we will impose a 25% tariff on all foreign-made automobiles. So, if you look at that, China, first row, China, 67%. That's tariffs charged to the USA, including currency manipulation and trade barriers.
This isn't some minor trade tweak, it's an all-out assault on global commerce. He's slapped a 10% baseline tariff on every import coming into the US, but that's just the start. Countries he's decided to punish are getting crushed with rates up to 46%. China's facing a 34% tariff, pushing their total to a staggering 64%. The European Union's at 20%, Taiwan's at 32%, and even allies like Japan and South Korea are stuck with 26%. Developing nations like Vietnam are bracing for a 46% hit, Cambodia's at 49%, and Bangladesh is staring down a 37% levy that could obliterate its garment industry. These aren't just numbers, they're a sledgehammer to the global economy. Supply chains are shattered, costs are soaring, and companies like Nike, Apple, and Taiwan Semiconductor are watching their stocks implode. Consumers, you and me, are about to get slammed with higher prices for everything from clothes to cars. This is Trump's brainchild, and it's a disaster of epic proportions. Now, let's get to the heart of it. Donald Trump is solely responsible for this meltdown. These tariffs are his doing, his signature policy, rammed through with zero regard for the consequences. He blindsided everyone, investors, economists, business leaders, with these historically high rates, announced out of nowhere on April 2nd. And when the market started tanking, he didn't flinch. On Sunday, he doubled down, saying he wouldn't ease up unless countries paid us a lot of money. This isn't leadership, it's economic extortion, and the world's paying the ransom. Analysts begged him to reconsider. Even Bill Ackman, a Trump-supporting hedge fund titan, pleaded for a 90-day timeout to avoid an economic nuclear winter. But Trump? He brushed it off, showing a dangerous mix of arrogance and ignorance. Preston Caldwell from Morningstar called it a self-inflicted economic catastrophe, and he's dead right. This isn't some external shock, this is Trump lighting the match and watching the world burn. The damage isn't just numbers on a screen, it's going to hit you where it hurts. Prices for groceries, clothes, and electronics are about to skyrocket. Picture a family already stretched thin, now facing even steeper bills because of Trump's tariffs. Small businesses relying on imports? They're toast. Bankruptcy looms as costs spiral out of control. Auto companies are already pausing production and slashing jobs. Goldman Sachs now says there's a 45% chance of a U.S. recession in the next year, up from 35%. JP Morgan's at 60%. This is real, and it's devastating. Globally, it's even worse. Asia's export-driven economies, Vietnam, Bangladesh, China, are getting crushed. Bangladesh's $8.4 billion garment trade with the U.S. is on life support thanks to that 37% tariff. China's retaliated with its own tariffs, turning this into a full-blown trade war. The Hang Seng in Hong Kong had its worst day since 2008, down 13.22%. Taiwan's index lost nearly 10%. The world's interconnected, and Trump's tantrum is dragging us all down. Some Trump apologists might claim these tariffs protect American jobs or fix trade imbalances. Spare me. The reality is a market crash, economic paralysis, and job losses, right now. Any long-term benefits are a pipe dream, while the short-term pain is crushing families and businesses. The evidence is in the trillions lost and the panic gripping Wall Street. This isn't strategy, it's sabotage. In the end, Donald Trump is the arsonist who torched the global economy. His reckless, ego-fueled tariffs have triggered a stock market crash that's wiped out trillions, disrupted lives, and pushed us toward a recession. He's not saving America, he's sinking it, and the rest of the world with it. Unless he backs off, and fast, we're all doomed to suffer the fallout of his hubris. History will brand this Trump's tariff catastrophe, and he'll deserve every ounce of the blame. Trump's fingerprints are all over this mess. He's the mastermind behind these tariffs, pushing them through with no plan, no warning, and no mercy. His April 2nd announcement caught the world off guard, and his refusal to back down, even as markets imploded and allies begged, shows he's either clueless or callous. These aren't random events, they're the direct result of his policies, slamming trade partners and tanking stocks from Tokyo to New York. Economists warned of a self-inflicted catastrophe, and that's exactly what we got. Trump owns this disaster, every lost dollar, every shuttered factory, every struggling family. He lit the fuse, and now we're all watching it blow up in our faces. Get exclusive insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest updates on DRM news. Subscribe now to never miss a beat and join a community of informed viewers. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated.